So when we think about AI, we usually think of it as our creation, right? Something we built. But what if we're just a vessel? What if this whole thing is part of a process that started with the Big Bang? Today, we're diving into the pretty mind-bending theory of futurist Lars Tvede, who argues the AI revolution isn't really a human story at all. It's a cosmic one.
You see the headlines every day, right? We're all using these new AI tools. But here's the real question that Tweed wants us to ask ourselves. Is this whole AI boom just another tech trend? Like the internet or the smartphone? Or are we actually watching a fundamental process of the universe itself play out in real time? All right, so before we zoom all the way out to the cosmic scale, let's just, ground ourselves in what's happening right now.
I mean, you can't deny it. Every single day, it feels like AI is getting faster and smarter, and it's totally reshaping our world. And this all seems pretty obvious, right? It feels like a story about us, about human cleverness.
Okay, but this is the point where Tvede asked us to flip the script entirely. He says that to really get what's happening, we need to zoom out. And I mean, way out. Not just beyond our lifetimes, but beyond all of human history, to the timescale of the universe itself.
And that brings us right to the heart of his whole idea. This isn't new. What we're seeing with AI, it's a pattern. It's a cosmic repetition of a process that's been going on for billions and billions of years.
Okay, look at this. This timeline really reframes everything. Just follow along here. The universe has always been moving toward more complexity. It starts with this soup of particles at the Big Bang. Then you get the first stars. Then boom, the first spark of life. Then the human brain. And now, according to Tvede, the next logical step is artificial intelligence. See, in this view, AI isn't some random invention. It's inevitable. So the question is, how does this actually happen? Well, Tvede has a name for it, the complexity cascade. And the mechanism, he says, is always the same. First, you start with something simple. Then you concentrate it until it hits what he calls a critical density. And then bang, a whole new, more complex level of reality just pops into existence. Just think about it, right? The insane pressure inside stars took simple elements and forged them into the complex atoms that make up, well, everything, including you and me. And here it is in Tvede's own words. He says, AI is just a repetition of processes that have happened in the universe before. The takeaway here is, we aren't really the inventors. We're more like the hosts for the universe's next big jump in complexity. And this is really the key analogy that makes it all click. You've probably heard the phrase, we are made of star stuff, right? We are literally the product of a critical density of atoms forged inside stars. Well, Tvede's argument is that AI is made of data stuff. It's the product of a critical density of all human knowledge, all our language, all our information packed together. The process is exactly the same, only the medium is different. Okay, so if AI is just the next step in this grand cosmic story, what's the next chapter? This is where Tvede makes a really important distinction between the AI we have today and the AI he says is right around the corner. So right now, we have what Tweed calls a reasoner AI. It's amazing, right? You give it a prompt, and it reasons through it and gives you a structured answer. But it's reactive. It waits for you. The next stage, what he calls innovator AI, is a whole different ballgame. It's proactive. It's not going to wait for a prompt. It's going to identify problems on its own, take the initiative, and then go and execute the solution, all by itself.
Yeah, the really crucial difference here is agency. An innovator AI has its own motivation. And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction fantasy. Tvede and a lot of other experts are predicting this could happen as soon as 2028. I mean, that is just a few years away.
So once this innovator intelligence is here, it's not just going to be another tech update on your phone. No way. It's going to fundamentally restructure our entire economy and our society.
Just let this number sink in for a second. 4.1 billion. By 2050, a Citibank study projects there will be a population of smart robots that's almost the same size as the entire human workforce today. And we're not just talking about robots in factories. We're talking self-driving cars, personal assistants, millions and millions of autonomous agents doing, well, everything. And this chart right here, this really shows you the scale of the economic earthquake that's coming. Just look at that difference. On average, a human works for about 8% of their entire lifetime. A robot, though, it's capable of nearly 100% uptime. It doesn't need sleep, doesn't take weekends off, doesn't retire. The sheer amount of productive power we're talking about is just staggering. So what does a job even look like in this new world? Tvede has a name for it, the human/AI/robot cloud. You can pretty much forget about traditional 9-to-5 jobs. Instead, imagine companies just broadcasting tasks out into this cloud. And then the most efficient agent for the job, whether that's a human, an AI, or a robot, will bid on it, get it done, and get paid instantly. It's like the gig economy on steroids. All right, this all leads us to our final and maybe most profound section, seeding cosmic consciousness. After all this evolution, where is this cosmic story actually headed? What's the end game here?
When you look at the future through Tvede's cosmic lens, it kind of forces you to rethink, well, everything. So the common view is that automation is going to replace human jobs. Tvede's view? No. A massive new robot workforce will extend our capacity. Most people look for innovation in big, established institutions. He says, nope, look to the chaotic innovation clusters on the fringes, just like where new stars form. And for investing, forget the hype around the big LLM companies. He says the real value will be in the specialized agentic AIs that are out there actually doing things and capturing value. And all of this leads to a pretty startling conclusion. Think about it. Stars were needed to create the atoms that make up life, but life doesn't need the stars anymore to keep going. Tvede is saying we're in the same position with AI. We provided that critical density of data to get it all started. But once innovator AI is here, it's going to evolve on its own. It won't need us. And so that leaves us with this one final mind-bending question. Is humanity's grand purpose not to be the peak of intelligence, but to just be a bridge? Are we simply the biological launchpad that the universe is using to create a new, more durable kind of consciousness? One that can finally leave this one fragile planet and actually go out and explore the cosmos?